Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I have received several questions lately regarding my thoughts on the new Kabam CEO. I think part of this obsession by some members of the community is that we like to say, and I do believe the great Seton started this tradition, so he deserves all the credit for it. But we do like to say who's the new Kabam CEO when they get amazing luck, when they hit the Kabam lottery and get what feels like a jackpot in a crystal. You know, when they get multiple 6 stars and featured calves, when they get the new 6-star champion, especially out of like an early access bundle, etc. So we always say they're the new CEO, but we do actually have a real new Kabam CEO, and they've made some very questionable choices at Kabam. Now, I do think, to be fair, that these choices were made weeks, maybe even months before the CEO got named. Keep in mind, according to a few different Kabam interviews over the years, they have offers planned months in advance. They know, like the team knows, hey, we've got a brand new Disney Plus show, a Hawkeye show coming out. What can we do offer-wise to promote it? Same with Loki, right? It's not like they meet today and say, hey, what can we do tomorrow? But at the same time, there have been a couple of strange decisions in January that have changed what we usually expect to see from offers. The first and most glaring one is the cancellation mid-month of the What's Next Nexus bundles. That was the best $5 to $10 you could spend on Wednesdays, and I was so happy to give Kabam my $5 to $10. I think it was always $10 because it was a chance to get 6-star Shang-Chi, Black Widow Deadly Origin, for those of you who don't have them, Nick Fury, I think Stark Spidey, so many others. Well, they took those away. And then on top of that, they moved the second early access bundle from Tuesday to Thursday, a week before the new featured Cavalier crystals drop on the, next Thursday, or the last Thursday of the month. Now, this may be just a week away because technically we have 16 days left on the X-Men invasive species. So maybe, just maybe, you could argue that they're going to wait until there's 7 days left instead of 14. But I'm making this video because a few people have asked this question, because for the last several months, on the 4th week of the month, we have these side quest calves that are bonus crystal shards, especially for you Cavalier members and obviously Thronebreakers, where you get them in the daily special. We have seen some instances where there are 5 weeks instead of 4 weeks for a month, and they've still appeared on the 4th week. So maybe Kabam has just delayed them a week. But some of you have theorized, because this is by far the least champions we've seen in a pool, that maybe, just maybe, because there are such few champions in this pool, they're actually withholding the bonus Cavalier anthropomorphic crystal shards this month. Try saying that word 10 times, by the way. I'm going to try to be optimistic and say that they're just a week late, because everything in January has seemingly been running late. But at the same time, I think this would be a huge mistake if Kabam did not bring those shards into the daily specials. If we don't see them next week, and we just never saw an increase in them, they're just like with the What's Next Nexus bundles randomly stopping in the middle of the month after they were randomly extended a couple of weeks after the Hawkeye show ended. They're really costing themselves free money. And if you're the new CEO of a company, you want to up those profit margins as much as possible. Well, this is how you do it. You price things at $5 or $10, and you make it to where the average summoner who's not a whale, the casual spenders, can afford it. I think that's part of the reason why we haven't seen the Black ISO store go up in price. They warned us that it would, and it hasn't, thank God. And that's because $10 seems to be kind of the magic number of what the average summoner can spend on a daily basis. Some of you have told me you've never spent, but keep in mind that if everybody was a free-to-play player and nobody spent money in the game would cease to exist in a week, a month. You tell me. And so you need those whales to keep the bills going. You also might see, if more people became free-to-play players, actual ads in the game. Like, imagine you having to click off an ad in between arena fights. You think the arena was tedious now, just wait until that happens. So all in all, Kabam, I'm just going to give you the benefit of the doubt, despite the fact that some of you have messaged me convinced that they're not going to do it since this is the week they usually do it, that they're just going to be a week late. But if they don't put those crystal shards in the daily specials, it's just free profit money that they're letting fly out the window. And if they're doing that, well, CEO, more like least valuable player, LVP to be exact.